Hi, I'm Gary from organicweb.com.au and I'm a Mailchimp partner specializing in Mailchimp training and consulting. I often get asked by people with e-commerce stores why they should connect their e-commerce stores with Mailchimp. The advantages are massive. Once you've connected your Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce store with Mailchimp, your customer data, your customers, their email addresses, their name, etc. will go through into Mailchimp to use for your marketing. Their purchase history will also go through. Images of your products, your product categories and so on will go through to Mailchimp. You can then use, for example, Mailchimp customer journeys so that if a person buys a specific product, they might be sent a specific email. If it's their first time purchase, for example, they could get an email. We can create advanced segments, such as if a person hasn't purchased for, let's say, 6 months, send them a certain email and so on. There's a lot we can do. But most of all, we're getting our customers into Mailchimp so we can use the power of Mailchimp marketing for our customers to get them to come and buy more. The best thing of all is that it is so simple to connect most e-commerce platforms with Mailchimp. In this video, I'm going to show how we can connect WooCommerce with Mailchimp. The important thing to keep in mind is that we do the connection, we do all of it, the configuration, we do it all within WooCommerce itself. We do the connection within WordPress WooCommerce. Once it's connected, of course, we can do our marketing in Mailchimp. But let's go across to WordPress. You can see I'm in the default WordPress dashboard. The first thing we need to do is install the Mailchimp plugin. So I'm in my plugins at the moment. I'm going to click Add New. And if I search for Mailchimp, for example, I'll show you the plugin we need to install. This will load up. This is the plugin we're looking for, Mailchimp for WooCommerce, and it's developed by Mailchimp themselves. So I'll click Install Now. This will just take a few seconds to install, and then we'll activate it. So it's installed. We'll activate the plugin in WordPress. Once this activates, which we'll see in just a second, Mailchimp takes us, or not Mailchimp, sorry, the plugin takes us through a wizard, through various steps we need to go through. You'll see I'm under WooCommerce, under Mailchimp, and I just follow the wizard, fill in the information and carry on. So I'm just going to click Connect for now, and I'll just wait and a pop-up will come up. A pop-up's come up, so just bear with me and I will just very quickly, sorry, I just need to change something on my screen here so that you can see it. Where are we? There we go. Sorry, I'm getting myself confused. There we go. Okay, so you can now see I need to log into Mailchimp itself, which I'll do. I'll log into my account if you do have multiple accounts, read what there is there, and if you agree, click Allow. And I'm back. I'm now connected. The plugin has connected my WooCommerce store with Mailchimp. And we'll just wait a second. And now the plugin keeps leading me through. So add the various details. So I'll just add some details here. City, I'll just put in Brisbane where I live. Let's put in my state of Queensland, and I'll put in my postcode. This is obviously for your store, the details for your store. The country you're in. Okay, I'll put in Australia. I'll change this to Australia. Phone number. Okay, various other details. The locale. You can change these. The time zone settings. You can change this if you really want to or need to. The plugin permission level, please read through that. And then we click Next once we're happy with it all. We'll just wait for the next screen to load up. These are the defaults. So the from name, the from email, etc., etc., etc. And we click Next. And you just fill those in for your own needs, of course. Then we've connected. The plugin has connected our store with Mailchimp, but now we need to say into which audience in Mailchimp should your store connect. So we connect with one audience. What happens then is, for example, any customers are added to that audience. So if you click the selector, you'll be able to select one of your audiences or your audience if you just have one. So I'll select my audience. During initial sync, auto-subscribe the existing customers. If you don't check that, people that you've added into WooCommerce, customers that you've added into WooCommerce up to now won't be synced across. So I'll leave that, but that's up to you. And various opt-in settings. The checkbox display options, this is important. So what happens by default is when a person checks out, they're given the option to subscribe or not to subscribe to your email marketing. So by default, it's visible, checked by default. You can change it to visible, unchecked by default, or hidden. If a person does not check the box, a customer, they are still added to MailChimp, to your audience in MailChimp. They're still added. However, in the email marketing column, they're given a null value. If they check the box or leave it checked that they do want to receive your email marketing, they're added into your audience with an email marketing status of subscribed. This is important because in MailChimp we can only send to subscribed people, but send email marketing. But even though the customer's added, if they haven't checked that box, as non-subscribed or an empty value, you can still advertise to them and do other marketing or target them with other marketing, but just not email marketing in that case. Okay, you can keep going through and see various other things. I always like to add a tag. It's just another way of knowing those people came from your store. You don't have to do this, but you can. For example, I'll just tag these people as WooCommerce. Select a product image size and click Start Sync. So we'll see in just a few seconds that the sync has started. So what's happening at the moment is the customers are going across from your WooCommerce store. They're being added into your audience. Products, product images, product categories, and so on are being passed across to MailChimp so that you can then use MailChimp for your marketing. Okay, so we're on the overview. So again, I'm under WooCommerce MailChimp. I could click on Store Settings. And you'll notice this is very much the same as that wizard we've just been through, those steps we've just been through. You can change them at any time. Audience defaults. Again, we've actually just done this as we were setting up the plugin. Audience settings, same thing, we did this, but you can change it at any time if you really want to, such as the checkbox and so on. If you need to, for support purposes, logs are available and you can click on logs if you're asked to get them. But if I go back to overview, and we'll just wait for this to load. Okay. You'll notice that the sync is happening at the moment. You might not be able to see it too clearly there, but at the moment, 8 out of 35 products have been synced and so on. So it's busy syncing. Now, the amount of time depends on how many products you have, how many customers you have, how many orders you have, and so on. With a demo store like this one, it's generally just a few minutes and it'll be done, but it could take several hours if you have a lot of customers and so on. If at any time you need to resync, if things just don't look right, the data doesn't look consistent, you can click the resync now, which will become available once the sync has completed. And you'll see that that the products have almost finished syncing already. But that's how simple it is to connect up your WooCommerce store with MailChimp, and then you can use the power of MailChimp for marketing and getting more sales. But thank you for joining me. My name is Gary from organicweb.com.au, and please like or subscribe to my channel.